Can I steal you for a minute?
Can I steal you for a minute?
Can I steal you for a minute?
Welcome to Can I Steal You for a Minute, the reality dating recap podcast. My name is Indra Raj.
And I'm Mary Bianco.
Whew.
I almost just said, and I'm heated.
I'm physically heated because I'm in my hot ass attic.
Yeah.
Where I
it's
record.
so hot.
And this show has got me heated.
Yeah, I did have to remind myself because I couldn't watch the episode last night because I was out with friends. And like, thank God, because if I watched this episode before I went to bed, I legit think I would have lost sleep. But then watching it before work was also like, I had to remind myself, like, I'm 32 years old. I'm an attorney.
Yes.
I'm going to be a mother in a matter of months.
Yes.
Why am I getting so upset at this fucking TV show? And I had to just, like, as the kids say, like, touch grass a little bit because I was like,
yes.
I'm getting so heated, but it's for many reasons that I'm getting heated that we'll talk.
We're not just like watching the show. Like, you are also memeing about it every night. So you're like putting a little extra thought into it. And then we're also like doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I find myself thinking about like, what am I going to say about this situation? Because I have so much to say about all these situations.
I'm like in the shower arguing with them.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, but this is the thing is I want to know how many of our listeners who do not have podcasts are doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, I bet it's a lot because people that I hang out with in the real world are texting me like, we need to talk about Love Island. And I'm like,
we need to talk about it. We need to talk about it, everyone. So we're going to talk about it. And here's the deal. Before we get into this, we are talking USA and UK today, Love Islands. And we have decided to put the Ultimatum Queer Love Season 2 on pause because Bachelor in Paradise is about to start next week. And we have to cover that too. And it's just too much content for us right now, along with summer schedules and travel and all the rest. So we want to give the Ultimatum Queer Love a real attention and actually like recap it in full. So we're going to hold off on that until things slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
We're assuming we'll have like a little bit of a break, maybe in August or September. So that will be the time. But I mean, I literally got like 5 minutes into the first episode and I was like, I can tell this is going to be entertaining and good. And my brain is full.
And they're like, it's Netflix season, so it's like 10 very dense episodes. So there's a lot to cover for each episode. And I also just think for us as two straight people coming from a conversation about the show's all about queer people, we want to be like very careful and not flippant about our conversations about it. And like right now we're in the space of just talking about like hot dum-dums on a beach where we like might be more like flippant.
Yeah. Definitely hot dum-dums on a beach is the vibe right now.
Yeah.
All over the world.
All over the world, yeah.
In Fiji, in Spain, USA, UK. Okay, let's get into it. So much has happened this week. We realized that like since our last recap, Olandria has happened.
Yep.
Which feels like a distant memory, but it did happen within a week of talking to you now.
Yep.
But we want to start from the most recent episode because it's kind of the most relevant conversation right now. And okay. So let's just start. We're going to start with the most recent episode, which is the Standing on Business episode. And like the stuff surrounding it. So, I mean, we're talking about Shelley and Huda first, right? Or are we talking about all of it?
I feel like just in general, this season, and I'm standing by this, like has been entirely ruined for me by Huda and Huda defenders.
Okay.
But at the same time, I can be very empathetic to a pylon. But two things can be true at the same time. I can also understand the environment that Huda created that led to that pylon. And I think that like what I'm seeing in our comments, what I'm seeing on TikTok is a group of people who have lost all conversation for nuance, have lost the plot that these are not their friends.
Yes.
And that these are people who would call them a fucking loser if they ever saw them in person.
That is so true.
Like, if you think Huda would be your friend in real life, you missed the part where she said she doesn't have a lot of friends at the very beginning of the season.
Huda doesn't make friends, I don't think.
No.
I don't. And I think what we're seeing is it's not even really about what they're arguing about. It's like these girls are not actually friends.
Mm-hmm.
Shelley does not like Huda.
No.
That was evident before the stuff that's happened, which is legit, some of it, I think.
I agree.
And so it's given her kind of the ammo to be like, but actually we're not girls. Like, we're not friends. And like, I actually don't really want to hang out with you.
Yeah. I think that people who are defending Huda have not dealt with a Huda, or you yourself are Huda in your life, because though I don't support Shelley's messaging, I understand where she's coming from. I too would be extremely fed up with somebody who made the rules of this villa and then proceeded to break every single rule and make excuses for themselves. And then when I try to point that out, they just like immediately dismiss me and start crying, so I can't even stand up to them.
It's very manipulative.
It's extremely manipulative, and I cannot believe that people have the memory of literal goldfish if they're like, oh, Shelley and Olandria are the villains now, like Huda
Stop
to win.
it.
And I'm like, okay, so we were pissed at Olandria and Shelley for not saying anything, for not voting Huda off. And then it's finally reached this boiling point where they can't do it anymore. And now they're the villains. It literally...
No, it's especially the Olandria stuff. Like, I am not here for people talking shit on Olandria, who has been dealt the shittiest hand. And I'm not saying all of her decisions are correct, and we'll get to that. But so this whole thing between Shelley and Huda, I think I agree with you. Like, just watching the discourse and the comments and stuff, I'm like, what are people getting on about? Like, first of all, they're conflating two completely different situations. So this all starts with the heart rate challenge, where a lot of people were acting in totally crazy ways.
I hated it.
It was probably the worst heart rate challenge I've ever seen.
We'll talk about why.
But so I'm like, in my head, I'm like, there's two completely different situations going on here. There's Huda and Shelley, and like what happened between them and boundaries that were crossed between them. And then there's Shelley and Ace, and boundaries that were crossed between them. And then all of that sort of comes to light in the standing on business challenge. And like Shelley and Huda, I'm curious to hear you, because we haven't really talked about this. I purposely didn't bring it up because I wanted to talk about it on the pod, because we've been texting about other things. But if I'm choosing a side, I see Shelley's perspective.
I do too.
I think Huda, everyone in the villa said Huda took it too far. So whatever we saw was whatever we saw, and what we saw was a lot.
Yeah.
I'm also like, Huda, why did you choose Ace?
Exactly.
I don't understand that. Like, it's not the same situation, because Shelley has a pretty deep connection with Ace at this point. Like, I'm questioning that.
Yeah.
But like, of all the couples, like, this is a real thing. And like, you don't go and not just like kiss him, but like fully, if you had been alone in a bedroom, you two would have been having sex.
Yeah, like, and Ace is also to blame for that. Like, he's smacking Huda's butt, he's grabbing her, he's bouncing her up and down.
That's where their boundaries between Shelley and Ace are an issue, but go on.
Huda picked Ace for a reason.
Yes.
Ace does not like Huda. They do not have this friendship. So it's not like she picked her best guy friend to bounce on and it's all hee hee ha ha. There is a reason that she picked Ace.
Yes.
And that reason is that she's jealous of Shelley.
Yes.
And it is pointed out in Huda's talking to Chris, who another thing is the guy that Shelley was coupled up with in Casa Amor. And she says, would this even, if I wasn't pretty, would this be an issue? If I was ugly, if I was ugly, would it make it better? And that just for me captured Huda's entire ethos.
Yes.
And how she operates through life is no matter what happens, she's going to think everybody's jealous of her because she's coming from a deep place of insecurity. And that is coming in the way that she flirts with people, in the way that she makes her decisions about who to pursue. Her relationship with Jeremiah was rooted in deep insecurity, and her seeking validation from everybody after Shelley was mad at her was also rooted in deep insecurity.
Yes.
And she just wanted someone to say, no, you're so pretty. That's why Shelley's threatened. It's not really an issue. It's because you're pretty that Shelley's upset.
You're so completely right. This is like, it's the insecurity piece, and it's the attaching her worth completely to her sexuality.
Yes.
And how sexy and attractive she is to a man. And I think it's something that, like, I think I had a phase like this in college where I was like, what?
Who didn't? Yeah.
Yeah, like where you're like, I just want to feel hot. I just want people to like me because I'm hot. And like, you just sort of like forget that you also have other parts of your personality. And it's with Huda, every conversation is so surface level. It's about how attractive she is. It's about how much sexual tension there is. That's it. And like with Ace, it's like, oh, the way I'm going to dominate you and show you is by showing you how sexy I am.
Yeah.
And like, that's the way that she communicates. And that's number one to her. She's not a girl's girl because that's number one to her. So she's not thinking about the fact like, hey, my friend Shelly, when she says, I love you, Shelly, I believe her. I think she thinks she loves Shelly.
Yeah.
But it's like, but if you did, you would have thought twice about going as far as you did in that challenge. And 100%. It did start with Chris. Like the whole bringing Chris back and like the kind of snaky stuff, it started in Casa and it continued into the villa. And Shelly was already annoyed with that. And like people are like, oh, you know, Shelly overreacted and whatever. And it's like, I don't know. Like I have my issues with Shelly. Like I've said on the podcast now a couple times that like I kind of am unsure about how genuine she's being in some situations. But like when Huda did that and sat down, Shelly was mad. That was not her putting something on or like deciding to be mad. Like she was reacting to something she saw that made her really upset in that moment. And like it almost doesn't matter like was it too far or whatever. It's like it upset her.
Yeah. I totally agree. And I think that this goes back to like, if people have not dealt with a Huda in their life, then they might see it as innocuous. But like when I posted a meme that I think people misunderstood as like defending Huda, where it's like trying to figure out what the different dry humping was.
Right.
That was more saying like producers clearly cut something there because the reaction to it was so strong.
Yeah.
That we are missing something. But again, it like you're saying, it doesn't matter. Like I dealt with a friend like this, and friend is a loose term, who had all these parameters and expectations for our friendship, that I would be the one that would reach out to her, that, you know, I had to know exactly what was going on in her life, but she didn't have to know what was going on with me.
Right.
And when I stopped reaching out and our friendship fell aside, she basically like sent me a message about how she felt betrayed by me. And I just pointed out that things work both ways and that she hadn't reached out to me at all. I didn't know anything personal was going on with her. She didn't know anything personal that was going on with me, because she set up all these rules for our friendship that I just grew out of and that I got tired of. And like everything in this villa is on such a sped up timeline because you don't talk to anybody else. You don't go to anywhere else. You don't listen to music. You're
oh my God,
in this,
you're
like,
just in this silent villa
with these same people all day long. Like everything reaches a boiling point, and like I completely understood it. Like I know what it's like to be fed up with somebody who has all these rules that only apply to you.
Yep.
And they think that their friendship is the ultimate gift, and their friendship is really like nothing.
It's nothing. There's not anything to protect. And I think Shelly's like, what am I, like, we're not really friends.
No. And like the difference is Shelly has real friends in the villa. So she can directly compare it to something and is like, this is not matching up.
Totally.
When Huda was like, yeah, you would always say to me, it's just a challenge. It's just a challenge. Shelly was like, that was for bombshells coming in who don't know you, who don't owe you anything. You are my friend.
Exactly.
And none of us kissed Jeremiah ever. None of us picked Jeremiah for a challenge ever in week 1. This is week 5. Like
it's a totally different
situation.
And
it's not
insane.
different because you and Jeremiah had sex. It's not like you're not more serious than Ace and Shelly are because of that intimacy, and that's what she was always throwing around there. And now she still thinks that her relationship with Jeremiah was so prolific that like the same rules could never apply to anyone else's situation, when that's not how friendship works. You should not even want, and this is like Olandria and Cierra, we'll talk about them obviously. You should not want to make out with your friend's man. Like,
Nope. And I mean, the part that really got me in the standing on business when Huda was opening her letters, she was like defending herself. And here's the deal. It's Love Island. Everyone's open. You can kiss whoever you want. It's like Huda.
Yes.
That was not the rule in week 1 and 2 when it came to you and Jeremiah. That was not the rule. Like, let me tell you, all of those girls were terrified of even going near Jeremiah because of you.
Yeah.
And that's the basis of this friendship, quote unquote.
Right.
Which is why Shelly's like, what the fuck am I defending here? Like, what am I trying to save in this friendship? It's not working for me. And like, I understood Shelly just being like, I don't really want to talk to you. Like, she knew it was going to be the way it ended up being.
Yeah.
It was like, you're not going to have a reasonable conversation with Huda because she can't do that.
No, because like, she's just gonna play the victim and cry. Like, even like, she goes to Olandria and says, am I a horrible person? And Olandria was like, I don't think you're a horrible person, but like, you didn't have to do all that.
Right.
She's going to every person seeking validation of her actions while being like, Amaya drops a piece of food on her. She's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I probably deserved it. Shut up. God. That's not a real apology. That's not and everyone being like, Huda's taking accountability for her actions. No, she's not. Like,
she is good at faking
words.
It, though.
Yeah.
When Nick sat down with her and she said, I fucked up, I'm sorry, I could see how he was like, she took accountability.
Yeah.
Because she did say sorry. Like, she did seem remorseful. But it's like, what's the intent behind that? Like, you can say sorry until you're red in the face, but you don't really mean it. Like, you don't really mean it, because then you'll go on and defend yourself and like say why all these people are moving in ways that you would never move when you did literally the same thing 3 weeks prior.
100%. And it's like this self-centeredness of, well, it's different when I do it. And that's just not true. And that's not fair. And
she's ruined the season.
100%. The rules ruin the season. The emotion, the monopolizing the villa early on with this highly emotional, like volatile situation. No one could develop relationships because the only thing they could focus on was Huda.
Yes.
And then now people start to develop a relationship and Huda's like in there butting in. And I'm like,
unbelievable.
Nothing got to develop because she just stunted the entire villa. And like, that's a lot of power to give somebody, obviously, but that's the dynamic that was set up from the very beginning.
Right.
And if they had just sent her home the first time they got to vote her out, we'd be having a very different season.
It would be so different, and we'd actually get to know some people who I want to get to know. Like I think Iris is cool, but I don't know her at all. And I can't, because it's like she came in when all this shit was going down already. Like, I saw an Instagram post, maybe you saw it too, about like how Huda apparently like was almost asked to leave by production because she was having so many like freak out sets.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it sort of explains some of what we're seeing now, where she's, I'm chill, I'm good, like I'm not like that, blah blah blah, like look at how okay I am.
Yeah.
And it's like, that also to me makes me cringe, because it's like, you are so here for the cameras.
Yes.
You are so here for what this is going to do for you and social media and your career afterwards. Like, other than Ace, I think Huda is like the most thinking about that
100%.
in this villa. And it's 100%. Just like, it's so frustrating, and it is very hard to see people on social media defending that behavior.
Yeah, it's very weird. I don't really get it. I think everyone should want better for themselves than a friend like Huda. I think that people can change, but like, I don't think that she has. I also like am not going to ignore the fact that no, Huda's not white, but she gets to crash out whenever she wants. She gets to cry whenever she wants. But then as soon as Olandria and Shelly stand up and say something, they're bullies. It's a problem. The quickness to villainize two black women shouldn't be astounding to me, but it is. And like, them losing 100,000 followers overnight. Yes, because of this. I'm like, what is wrong with people? And Huda crossing 1 million followers, I'm like, what is going on? Okay,
especially with Olandria.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about Olandria. I want to talk about Shelly and Ace. And I want to talk about what is also connected to what I'm seeing on social media about Huda, is like the hatred for Cierra, Olandria, and Shelly.
Yeah. So
people coming for them.
Cierra's hatred is twofold right now. I don't know if you saw this, but it basically came out that Cierra had used an Asian slur.
Oh no.
Used the C word to describe her eye shape.
What is the C word?
I can't say it.
Okay.
But it's something negative that people say about the shape of Asian people's eyes.
Oh.
And she had said that she was getting Botox or filler or something because her eyes can look a little bit C word when she smiles.
Okay, I think
so. That was partially the reason why she lost a lot of followers, is because that came out. Her friends posted one of their posts about her, and they used a Chris Brown song, and I was just like,
wait,
whatever.
So is there a video of her saying this?
It's a story. She wrote it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, Cierra. Oh no.
And this is like something else I wanted to talk about. The amount of slurs I've had to delete from our comments is actually crazy. Like, are we going backwards? Like, when did the R word make a resurgence like this, that people are just saying it on Maine?
They're saying that in our comments?
Yeah. I've had to delete the R word. I've had to delete the N word. I've had to delete like horrible comments about women. I've had to delete violent comments. Like, what is going on?
People, wow.
It's really, it's getting upsetting. Like, it's getting to the point where like this happens on the next post and I'm turning off comments. Like, it's really crazy.
Oh God. Okay. I'm so disappointed about Cierra. I'm still like processing that.
I know.
Okay, because she's like the only person I'm like still defending, and now,
yeah. So her follower loss is like twofold, because it was that, but it's also like people overreacting to like, because I saw comments. I saw her I saw comments about like, oh, Cierra, Shelley, and Olandria are mean girls. I'm done with them, before I watched the episode, and then I watched the episode and I was like, did we watch the same thing? I'm very confused.
It's just like Cierra actually literally did not say anything, I feel, when Huda was up there, but she was giving like side eye because she has Shelley and Olandria are her closest friends.
Yeah.
And there's reason to be annoyed with Huda. Like, Cierra also has a reason to be annoyed with Huda. She like monopolized all the time in the villa in the first 2 weeks, and no one could like explore their connections because they were so worried about her.
Yeah. And like, I think that Cierra was the first person that Huda called a bitch, because every bombshell that came in was a bitch. Like,
yes, that's so true.
How are we forgetting this? Like, I don't understand.
Okay, so let's talk about Shelley and Ace, just to like close the Shelley thing, because this is where like their boundaries were a little bit more like Shelley. I really like Shelley. I really loved Shelley at the beginning of the season. And I feel like she's so like smart and put together and like expressive. I don't know. She's just like, she's a put together person, and I appreciate that, I guess.
Yeah.
I do think that like Ace is bringing out the worst in her. Like,
yeah, it's a toxic
I
relationship.
see her like matching his energy in some ways, like especially around this situation with the heartbeat challenge and the way they both acted in it. Like, neither of them are willing to take accountability for maybe crossing a line. Shelley did really make out with Chris. Like, yeah. Twice. And Ace was upset about it. And this is the only time I will ever agree a little bit with Ace, is like, how is that much different than what he did with Huda? Where Huda was the one kind of putting it on him. Like, he didn't need to reciprocate necessarily. Yeah. But it's like, on both sides of that equation, I'm like, you both went too far, and you each trying to defend yourselves is just, it's not landing with me.
Yeah.
And it's making me wonder a little.
I think that they don't like each other as much as they think that they should. And
they don't like each other.
No, they don't want to close it off for a reason, but they don't want the other person to find someone else. And so Ace being upset that Shelley made out with Chris is not like, oh, I'm so jealous, like I really like Shelley, I don't want her to be with anyone else. It's like, well, I don't have anyone else, so like we brought her back to the villa. Like, it was this entitlement that like he saved her over Coco, and it's, oh my god, you didn't know that you picked her, but like you didn't know how it was gonna go. This entitlement to her now because you like saved her, like,
yeah, that's fucked.
And I can't take Ace seriously, and this was like another one of my rants, because Ace is a result of going to high school during COVID and
wow,
the rise of the armchair therapist on TikTok.
Wait, how old is Ace?
22.
Okay, so he was literally in high school.
Literally in high school during
That
COVID.
is insane when you say it that way. Whoa, my mind just like exploded a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
So the armchair therapist on TikTok is like, they give people these like quick quips about like setting up boundaries and like you don't owe anybody anything and put yourself first, whatever. If that is not backed up with real meetings with a therapist, it can lead to a very selfish person because
you can't just set boundaries with people all over the place and not take accountability for anything as well.
And also, a boundary is not, I get to control what you do. Yeah. A boundary is, if you want to have a relationship with me, these are the things that I need. Not, you're not allowed to do this anymore.
Yeah, like, I made the rules.
Yes.
And you have to follow them. And I am going to exercise my leadership skills. And it's like, Ace, you're not a real leader. You're just a bully. Like, and these stupid people around you, some of them are following you for whatever reason. But like, I don't like Austin at all, but I appreciated him calling Ace out for his bullshit.
No, I did too. Ace also, stop lying.
You're not 5'10".
Yes, I have eyes. I can see that you are over a foot shorter than Chris, who is 6'8". I could see you're nearly the same height as Olandria, who's 5'6".
Yeah.
You're not 5'10", and like that's okay, but like don't be like, I'm 5'10", and I got more balls than all of you. Don't lie about your height. You're barely taller than the mailbox that they had next to you.
Oh my God.
Don't do this to me.
Do you know who I was thinking about him in comparison to was Tom Cruise.
I was referring to him as Scrappy Doo. Did you see the Scooby Doo movie when like Scrappy Doo gets like taken over by an evil spirit and like tries to
Oh my gosh, no, but
and like imprisons the human race and then like
same energy.
Yes.
Scrappy Doo, Tom Cruise, and Ace. They're all in the same vector.
The same
short men who are like good looking and charming.
Yeah.
And also want to run a cult.
Yes. And do I wish people were more independent and wouldn't just follow him? Like, yes. I don't think that everything that happened is his fault.
No, his arguments though are just like, Ace, he's so insufferable. And I don't know. Him and Shelley continuing to choose him and interact with him, I think that's making me question her more than anything because I'm like, what is this? And I'm totally bought into the whole like story that they've known each other, that they're trying to win together. Like, I'm here for it because I was thinking back to like that crazy recoupling where he chooses Amaya.
Yeah.
And like, if that's not playing a game, I don't know what is. Like, I really just don't know. He clearly was connecting more with Shelley. He chooses Amaya, immediately tells her she can't touch him or talk to him. It's like, Ace, this is a game to you. It's truly a game. You're trying to win a game.
Yeah.
You're not looking for a relationship. Like, I do think there are some people in this villa who are, and you are not one of them. Honestly, I don't think Shelley's one of them either.
I don't know what Shelley wants. I also think that like Shelley is so beautiful and smart that Ace is like trying to put her in her place. He's trying to be like
he's trying to
humble her.
He's trying to assert his dominance.
Yes. And
Huda too. Oh, yeah. It's so smart. Like, she's so beautiful.
I know. Come on. When Huda was like, would this be easier if I was ugly? I was like, listen, Huda, you're a very pretty woman.
You don't have nothing on Shelley.
Shelley is not intimidated by the way that you look. And that's fine.
It's fine.
Like, I wouldn't even register as a person to Shelley. Like, she just, she's hard to look at sometimes. She's so pretty.
She's so pretty.
And I think that people see that and they want to take it down a peg. And I think that's what Ace has been doing to her the entire time.
When it's like, Ace, shouldn't you be excited that you're with the hottest woman in the villa?
And the other person that he almost picked, Coco from Casa Amor, was like also the other hottest person.
Yeah, like Coco gave Shelley a little bit of a run for her money.
I was like, what the fuck? She's actually a walking Barbie doll?
Yeah,
like,
it's unbelievable.
What's going on?
The other like classic Ace behavior, and this is where I'm like, this man is just in it. He's so thinking about what the public thinks at every moment. Like, Amaya Papaya.
I can't.
This woman, like, I believe that there are people for everyone on this earth. And Amaya's person is not in this villa.
No.
Amaya's person is in a very small percentage of the population. But they are out there. And she's quirky. She's weird. She talks a mile a minute. She has crazy energy, but like she's a very sweet person. She's loyal. She's really looking for love, and like so many people love her and are cheering for her in the villa and like in America. And to see Austin and Ace gang up on her when she's already feeling so hurt.
She's already crying.
She's already so upset. She's already trying to like calm herself down, standing at a podium by herself in front of all of you people. And Ace, like, honestly, I don't even remember what Ace said to her, but he was such an asshole.
When he raised his hand, I thought he was going to defend her. And then
no,
instead he's like, it's just too much for me. Like, you know, it's too much all the time. Like calling people babe right away. Like that's a boundary that you broke.
That's a boundary.
Like I was so glad that Brian was like, coming from a Dominican background, calling people babe is not a big deal. And like, if you guys could just think about that, that's just something that she says, that she doesn't mean it the same way as you, and get the fuck over it.
And Ace only listened when a man said that.
Yes.
Because Amaya,
she said that.
Tried to say that, but Ace was not listening because he doesn't respect her at all.
Of course not. And like Zach piling on too. Like I know. How do you see someone up there crying and trying to stand up for themselves? Also, the girls, this is where I'm mad at you, because Amaya is always standing behind every single girl.
Yes.
And for none of them to say anything until she ran away from the podium, I was very like, a lot of these girls are very male-centered. They care a lot about what the men think about them.
Yes.
And they were not willing to cross the men publicly. And that is something that is sorely missing and was great last season, was that these girls were like, if the men fucked up, it was just like,
right,
you're not getting away with it. When Amaya just like is standing up there and it has to explain that like, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, or like, I'm not a book that everybody is going to read. Like, just let that be. Like, you guys weren't compatible. She's not hurting anybody. She couldn't be nicer.
She's an underdog, you know? Mm-hmm. She's had the shit end of the stick. Like, there's no need to like come after her. Like, I just don't understand why they're all so mad at her.
I don't get
why is Austin so mad at Amaya? Like, she hasn't been in your orbit for like over like weeks now. And Ace, like, what the fuck? He like developed a vendetta against her, and it was like, this is it. And I'm just like, it was hard to watch. And like, I don't want Amaya to be there anymore because I think it's hurting her.
She's too tender for this, and there's not enough other sweetness in the villa going on that can be extended to her. Like, and I don't want her to bottle up and be scared to express herself to other people, because I do think that the way that she expresses her emotions and she's so forthcoming with people is a very beautiful thing.
Yes.
And I think that because these are COVID high schoolers, their empathy did not develop because they were not around other people for such a long time in a very like crucial development period.
Yeah.
And the lack of empathy is like really astounding, and taking everything personally when it really has nothing to do with you,
right,
is at another level. Like, this is also a TikTok thing. Like, there's this like the bean soup issue on TikTok where this person like made a bean soup and there were 7 different types of beans in it, and one of the comments was, do you have any suggestions if I don't like beans? And it's like, not everything is about you, not everything is for you. If someone is making a bean soup and you don't like beans, don't make that soup. Like,
right.
if someone is like hyper emotional and that's not how you operate, then don't be with that person and just leave them the fuck alone. Like, this you're not right for me, so no one can like you mentality is crazy to me.
Yeah. The whole thing is, there is a surprising lack of empathy, and honestly, it's not just in the villa. It's in the discourse online. And I don't know. I mean, I think that's why I like Cierra so much. I'm disappointed to hear about this what's come out. Like, 100%, I don't agree with that. She's the only person in the villa who's willing to, like, she was the only person who went with Amaya.
Yeah.
And like was able to say something comforting to her. And like she was able to talk to Pepe about what his concern in his letter in like a very measured way. And like honestly, I think that people, the other thing like related to Cierra that people are like, oh, I'm so like bored with Cierra and Nick. Like I don't see it, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that they're connected at all, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, I think that America is not able to process like people having healthy, empathetic dialogue with one another.
Yeah.
And like they're not able to see like, oh, wow, they're really connecting in this way that's not whatever I think connection is. And then it's like you realize that these people themselves don't actually have any connections either in their own lives.
Yeah.
And then it's like this crazy cycle that's going on screen and off screen. And it's so apparent on social media. It's insane.
If it's not toxic and fiery, they're like, it's bad and it's boring.
Yeah.
And it's we don't have any peace in the villa. Like we don't have any moments that are just like nice. Loved that last year, and now it's just like totally missing because
it's in overdrive.
And at every turn they voted out the nice people. Like
yeah,
like it was always the nice people that came here for like a real connection. Like even Cierra's explanation of why they sent Hannah home, like when I thought about it,
didn't really hold water.
I was like, wait, she had 2 connections that you really like Pepe, so you sent her home.
I know. I was kind of like, Cierra, you could have just said, like,
we made a mistake.
You like the other girls better.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay. I don't know. I think she was trying. And then to be like, it was so ironic when she was like, and Pepe, look, you have made another connection. Meanwhile, Pepe's like, I don't like this girl at all.
And like all the questions are going to be about how he's like barely tried to get to know this girl now. Like,
right. Yeah.
That was hilarious.
But it was a respectful dialogue.
Yeah.
Which, like, there's something to be said for that. And
I agree.
And I guess I'll just say this now before we talk about like the Taylor and Olandria and other stuff is when it comes to Nick and Cierra and like people being like, I don't see it. And then with the Nick Olandria thing, like I understand people losing their minds over that. It's so fun.
It was fun.
It's really fun. But it's like when I see Nick and I think about his like profession and like who he is. Nick didn't receive a piece of mail, by the way, which was kind of wild to me.
Yeah.
Maybe he did and they didn't show it, but
it just
was
wasn't
like,
juicy enough.
Nick is really good at being what people want him to be. He's on a lot of the time. He's very good at like matching people's energy. And I feel like with Olandria, we like really saw him like being who she needed him to be in that moment. And I'm not saying he wasn't feeling it too.
Yeah.
But like there was that piece of it. And I just imagine him being him. Like that must be kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
And with Cierra, like on their date that they finally got to go on and just seeing them like have conversations and stuff, it's like they can just like talk to each other and have reasonable conversations about things. And like it doesn't have to get heated. They can talk about heated things, but they don't get heated with each other. And I think he appreciates that energy. Like, it might be boring to some viewers. You might think that that's like not a real connection, but I'm here to tell you that like real relationships are built on that kind of healthy communication.
Yeah.
and that's what I'm seeing and loving. But I'm like an old woman, I guess.
And like sometimes they are boring. Like sometimes it just is like it's the person that you can do the mundane stuff with that it's still like something you want to do and the person you want to do that stuff with. And that's like what's missing is real connection. And that's why I keep mentioning like the COVID high school thing is I do think that there is going to be like a study that comes out about, I mean, it goes back to Gen Z's not having sex.
Yes.
And Gen Z's not dating.
Brought up.
Yeah, it all circles back to that and I'm not blaming them. I feel bad. Like
it's
I
a
feel
phenomenon. It's like they almost don't have control over it.
Right, that like these crucial times when like you are dating and flirting and kissing for the first time and like testing your boundaries with other people is high school.
Right.
And in the middle of it, they get sent home and have to be like at home with their parents all day long and just connecting through a computer screen. And like I do think we are seeing that play out in real time is that like this human connection is missing and now they don't know how to get it and they're all frustrated all the time about it.
Right. And they've reached the point of feeling like they don't want it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you
I'm good.
how
Like, it
many
serves
people I've met in their 20s now who have no interest in being in a relationship, no interest in, and by proxy, like having sex or like meeting people in a romantic way. It's just like, and they're so young to me, you know, like in their 20s to be making like a big decision like that, which like honestly is a crucial time for like forming those types of relationships. It's not that they can't do it later, but it's like it's setting a dangerous precedent for the rest of their lives. And this is not just one person, it's like an entire generation.
And it's not even like wanting to stay single. Like, I think that
that's fine. I mean,
that like wanting to stay single and having a fully fulfilled life without a partner is like separate from this. It's not wanting connection at all. It's I'm good on my own. I don't need anybody. When like we do need each other. That's like how we end up with here we are. Clock it 50 minutes in. Trump in office is
here it comes.
Here it comes.
You knew it was coming.
You waited this long. How we end up with the Trump in office is I don't have to care about other people.
No.
And someone's telling me it's okay not to give a shit about other people, then that's who I'm going to go with. To make that decision so young that you're just going to be on your own because it's easier than going out and getting rejected is just like very isolating and sad to me.
Yes.
Like I said this the other day, like if me and Ethan's marriage doesn't work out for whatever reason, I don't know if I would do it again. Like I probably would be happy living by myself. I mean, I guess I'll have a child now, but whatever.
Yeah.
You have to have the right person to go through that with and want to partner up with. But I have a big family. I have lots of friends. I would always be surrounded by other people.
Right.
And that's something that I'm hearing people are willing to forego, and it's making me very sad.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, it's like, it's really great. Like, I'm not kidding. There may be a moment where I like submit to a PhD program to like study these shows in an anthropological way. I'm not even kidding.
Should we just do it?
I think this is the temperature of America right now. This show is unbelievably popular. It is such an interesting sample size. Like in a research context, you have so much data.
And it changes year to year. Like
it
the
changes,
entire
like, it
vibe.
Is so crazy.
It's a microcosm. Yeah.
And like, I'm even thinking about last year. I'm like, I think USA has taken it too far in terms of like the shock factor this season. Like, and especially watching it in conjunction with UK, which feels like so fucking slow. At times lately, I've appreciated the slowness on UK because I'm like, okay, we do need time for people to just talk. Or like have a moment or have an argument and then like simmer on it and talk about, you know, like in the USA, it's just like, okay, here's an issue. Let's push it into overdrive and let's make it like a huge drama thing.
Right.
And
like here's a challenge that's specifically targeted to exacerbate the issue. And this is another rant I wanted to go on.
Yes.
The producers this year are perverts. And
are we going back to the milk challenge? Is that what we're talking about?
We're starting at the milk challenge. We're also starting at like what they did to Olandria has ruined any chance for her to find someone else. And then like
justice for Olandria.
They ruined the heart rate challenge, which used to be the horniest thing that would happen on this show.
Yeah.
How did we go from I'm dancing, I'm doing my little skits, I'm twerking around to I'm just going to make out with every single person in the circle?
Yeah.
That's not making the heart rate challenge for couples was fucking stupid because the key
but they had to. There's too many people. They had to.
You're probably right, but it's also like the key element of will it be your partner who raises your heart rate the most was missing. Like now we'll never know that.
I also think, and I've always felt this, and it was so clear after this one, the results are completely made up.
Completely made up, or like I'm most nervous with this person approaching me, like,
or like I'm like doing push-ups essentially with this person. Like
this person is bouncing me on their dick. Yeah, my heart rate is elevated. Like, believe it or not, you could be the ugliest person in the world, but if you're throwing me in the air, my heart rate's gonna get a little bit elevated.
Is rising. No, I mean every single heart rate, whatever, was the results were all designed to start conversation, and guess what? No one really fucking cares. I guess maybe Shelly and Ace or whatever.
Well, Huda mostly cared about that, where she was like, and the icing on top.
Oh my God.
His heart rate rose the most for me.
So excited about that.
That's what I knew she didn't give a fuck what Shelley thought.
She doesn't give a fuck.
She doesn't care.
Okay. Can we talk about Olandria and Taylor in this situation?
Yes.
I know it's like painful to talk about, but I do want to talk about the exchange that happened in this standing on business challenge between them. So Olandria and Taylor have these kind of messages, or like there were messages to Taylor. One was from Olandria, like about their connection, and Olandria finally loses it. And I don't say that with any shade. Like, she has been treated like dog shit in this villa by the producers, by the people around her, by Taylor.
Yep.
And she lost it. Yeah. She was really upset and she yelled. And I think that is how I would have been like a week ago.
Yeah. This is what Olandria has been through this week only before she yelled. She got voted out of Casa. No one picked her.
Literally voted.
No one picked her. And then she asked her friends not to cry because it would make her cry. Her friends cried in her face.
Huda.
Then she gets separated from all of her friends and has to go back to a villa with 5 new girls that she doesn't know, one of who's actively pursuing the guy that she really, really likes.
Yes.
Coupled up with one of her best friend's boyfriends.
Yes.
To share a room with her, Taylor, and his new connection. For Taylor to ignore her the entire time.
Actively cuddle and kiss with this other woman in front of her.
And she has no opportunity to get to know anyone new besides someone that I think she did like, but who again was with one of her good friends, who was really good friends with her, the guy that she's interested in. They could never pursue that for real. Like, no, that was set up to fail. And again, she's stuck in a villa with no one to talk to.
Yeah,
like,
she literally was like, I don't know these people. I can't talk to them. I miss my girls.
She's by herself. And then that guy, Taylor, totally ignores her. He picks someone else he's known for 3 days. She's got to bottle it up. And then in front of everybody, he's like, I pick Clark. And then she loses her shit. Anyone else who says that they wouldn't have yelled, like you said a week ago,
right?
I would have yelled upon seeing them in bed together. Like,
oh my God. I would have gone over there and pulled the fucking sheets off and been like, what? Like, I would have been that girl.
It would have been like, how can you show her more intimacy than me? If you don't like me, let me fucking go.
And here, okay, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, I am Team Olandria.
Of course.
100%. I do think she made some, I do wish that she had seen it a little bit more.
She ignored some very, very clear signs. Like, even in yelling at Taylor, where she's like, I showed him every day how much I liked him and it still didn't matter. I was like, that's the lesson.
That's the lesson. And it was the only time Taylor has ever said made sense was when he said, you're saying that you wanted me to move in this villa for you instead of doing what I needed to do for me. Mm-hmm. And that was actually a true statement. Like, Olandria was bringing up, like, I told you, like, what do I need to do to make this better? Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, sure, all of those things. And Olandria, he gave you a lot of signs where you should have pulled back. And Taylor was a little bitch. I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
And he did not actually say to her face, I don't want to be with you anymore.
Nope.
He strung her along. He did say to her, I was thinking about kissing you, but I didn't do it out of respect for Clark. And I do want to keep exploring. He said that.
Yeah.
And that's like, Taylor, you can't sit here and be like, oh, but like, you're not paying attention. Like, I do like Clark and you like, just don't want to see it. It's like, there's a little bit of that, but there's also you like putting just enough in her brain to keep her thinking that she has a chance with you when she never had a chance with you.
No, and he did the same thing when Jalen was in the villa. Like, he took away Olandria's only chance to get to know someone else who was there for her 100%, who was a grown-ass man, who was not like little scrawny. He then started to decide to try.
Right.
He then was like, I'm going to try. I'm going to do all these things for her. I'm going to kiss her passionately. Because there was another person there. And now that he has someone else there, he gets to be like, this is how it works out. Sometimes you have a better connection with someone else. And I pick her. And
it's like, that's, you know what, Taylor? Sometimes you do have a better connection with someone else. That happens on Love Island all the time. You know what also happens is you then talk to your previous connection, even though it's a difficult conversation, and you tell them like something changed.
Yeah.
And I feel something different. And out of respect for you and your journey and your ability to move on, I'm going to tell you right now that this is done.
Yeah.
Because he could have done that as soon as Olandria got back to the villa.
But
he knew
he's a
then.
little boy.
He's a little boy. He's insecure.
Even the way Nick and Olandria wake up and they're in the bed in the room and they say, "Good morning, Islanders." Taylor jumped over Olandria's head to hug Nick.
Oh my God.
That should have been the sign for 1 second that he does not care that you're back. He only cares that he got his friend back. Yeah. And it's
beyond like, oh, my boy's home. It's especially that early on in a romantic connection, like he should have been losing his fucking mind to see your face again. And he could not have cared less if you were there.
Or he should at least be like a little stressed about what he's going to do. He kind of says he's stressed, but then he kind of just like continues pursuing Clark the same way he was before. Like he really didn't change his behavior at all because you were there. And that's not good. Like
he wasn't stressed at any point because of Olandria's feelings.
No.
He was stressed because he had to do something that made him feel uncomfortable. And I'm a little boy and I don't know how to be uncomfortable. Like, he's just like, he is so immature. I've been saying this from the beginning. He's been so unattractive to me because on his face, like, he's a good looking guy. He gives off the energy of a little child, like, in so many ways. That's the other thing where I'm like, Olandria, we need to get to a point where, like, you should have seen that a lot earlier on. Like, the decisions you made about the type of man that you wanted were too shallow. And continue to be too shallow. And I hope that she can grow from that because she's smart enough. She's an amazing woman. She's so mature in so many ways. I think she's a little stunted when it comes to romantic relationships. And I want this for all women. When you're thinking about the qualities you want in a man, it can't be, I like country men. Yeah. That's not enough. You need to, like, expect more from someone, you know? Yeah. And you can't just, like, decide. It's so hard for me to say anything bad about Olandria because I love her.
No, I want the best for her. I don't think the best for her is there anymore.
No.
And as much as I want to continue seeing her on my TV because she is such a star, she's so entertaining to watch.
She's a star.
She's so smart. She's so beautiful. She handles herself so well. Nick Olandria was the most fun I've had in this entire season by like a lot. And we'll talk about that, obviously.
Yeah.
When someone likes you, men are not subtle.
Yeah.
When a man likes you, you will know.
You will know.
He will not hide it. He will not be like playing games with it. When he for real likes you, you will know. And it will be tunnel vision because like on the whole, men cannot multitask very well. Like with something they care about, they get like hyper focused in tunnel vision. You will know. Just like you knew that Nick was attracted to you because he said it over and over and over again. You will know. And I just want her to like see that in the future, like that, like whoever actually likes her and gives a shit about her will make that known because they don't want to risk losing her.
Yeah, and it's also like, Olandria, like, you can expect more from men, too. They should be, like, pining after you. Like, it should not have to be this hard after 3 weeks. Like, it's insane. And
I wish Nick was 2 people because we
split him up.
Like, to your point, like, I love who he was with Olandria. I love who he is with Cierra. Like, I wish those guys existed because Nick was exactly what Olandria needed in that moment. Like, I think if she didn't have someone who wasn't being like, yeah, as soon as I saw you, I thought you were one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen. I said that to Taylor. Like, he's so lucky to be with you because you're so beautiful and the way that you talk. Like, you know, you had to notice that I was always gravitating towards you and kissing you during challenges.
Right.
And like when they sat down after they found out they'd been saved and he said, I saw your smile and I was like, oh my God, my queen, I've been missing you.
Yeah.
And then They tell them you can couple up and go back to the villa together or you can leave. And she's like, well, we should couple up so we can stay. And he's like, and I'm interested in you.
Yeah.
Like we could couple up so we can stay, but I've been wanting to get to know you. And now we have the chance.
Yes.
And
that is the energy that Olandria deserves. And Nick is that way. Like, I really appreciate how Nick can be very open and honest about his feelings and where he's at with someone. And we saw that with Olandria and with Cierra. I think Olandria needs to build enough confidence to accept that type of energy from a romantic partner. And I don't think she's ready for that yet. Yeah. And I say that with all the love in my heart because I think she's going to get there. I think that she will watch the season back and learn a lot about what she deserves and needs. And hopefully see the ways that Nick was affirming the good parts of her. I just loved how he was like, not only are you like the most beautiful woman I've ever seen, like, you're so strong and you're so sure of yourself and the way you carry yourself is so attractive to me. Like, it's not just about how you look. It's about all of you. And like, Taylor never said anything nice to her.
Not once.
Never. I always just think about that conversation they had about fruit and they were like eating pineapple and he was like, he said something about like pineapple being gross. And I was just like, are you 5?
Yeah.
Like, what are we dealing with here?
Nick has been to 40 countries.
He has?
He has. Like,
oh my God, I'm so in love with him.
And so like this is a man who's explored the world and not like, you know, I understand that travel is a privilege and like 100%. That's not something he has access to, but it shows a general curiosity about the world that Taylor does not have.
No.
And Taylor like wants something, and I'm not calling Clark easy, but her demeanor in this villa is much easier and less complicated for someone like Taylor to deal with.
Yes.
She doesn't demand much. She just kind of makes like a stank face whenever something she doesn't like happens, and then she moves on.
Yes.
And
I like Clark. I have to say I like her.
I've warmed up to her. I didn't like her in the beginning because anytime Olandria spoke, she was like...
Right.
And then when Olandria almost got sent home, because like, don't forget, like Taylor would have let her go home.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
100%. When they coupled up and he picked Clark, he did that knowing that she would be single and vulnerable again.
Yes.
And Nick had to convince him to keep her there.
Yeah.
That's like, disrespect should have been enough.
Right.
And like, I hope that gets back to Olandria at movie night, how that conversation went and who actually fought for her to stay.
Right.
Like when Nick said, no offense, Clark, but like he's only known you for 3 days. Like in 3 days, he could be back with Olandria. I was like...
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. I appreciate how I think she's spoken to Olandria in a very respectful way.
Yeah.
And she didn't need to pull Olandria,
no.
You know, and she did that. And then she did say, like, feel weird about you calling me a test.
That was pretty funny to say to her face.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy to say to someone's face.
Olandria saying that to Clark. Oh, yeah. I think Olandria was like losing her mind a little bit. Like, I don't even think she remembers saying that to Clark. Like, I don't think. And when Olandria was like, I did not mean to like call you that. Like, I totally believe Olandria.
I did too, and I think Clark did too.
The intent was not there to be like, you're just a test. Like, whatever that. So, and they had a very respectful dialogue. I don't know. I like Clark. I like her a lot more than I like Taylor.
Of
and
course.
I'm like, run away from this man. Like, what are you doing? But like, yeah, I don't even know. Did we talk about... What else do we need to talk about? Did I already say the part about Ace going after Amaya after he like disrespected the fuck out of her and then saw that she was really upset and then was like trying to go console her and Sarah's like, stay back.
Yeah, no, we didn't mention that, but I did see that. I was like, it's not the time. Like, whatever you're going to say is not going to be the right thing to say.
That was the point where I was like, Ace is in this for his public image.
Yeah. He knew he went too far.
He went too far. He still hates Amaya, but he wants to make sure that he can save face in this moment.
Yeah.
And when he realized he couldn't, the look on his, like the look of horror on his face was just like, this is all about you, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not for Amaya.
I guess there's all the other couples.
Yeah, so there's Casa. Like,
right. A Casa Amor happened, which was fucking wild.
Casa Amor happened, and like, I don't like the way that they did it. I don't like that it's day one and the Casa people get to make a decision that alters the villa. Like, I don't like that. I guess we talked about that a little bit last time.
Yeah, we did.
But like, I still don't like it. I don't like the way that it trickled out. I think it set up this weird like dynamic that, and maybe this is fucked up, that like they're on the same playing. I don't know. I just was like, I don't like that everyone came back to the villa.
No,
I don't like that it was this like public humiliation and dumping as opposed to like you just weren't picked. It's like this like reading out a card and seeing who matches up with who. And if no one wants you, then you have to go off to the side and sit by yourself. And then people have to vote to keep you or not. It's like that was
levels.
That was not right. I gasped when Iris stepped forward. For TJ because I forgot they were talking. Like when Iris and TJ were both like
I was also like, what?
I'm so nervous. I don't know who to pick. I was like, Iris, Zach is adorable. Like, what do you mean? Like, pick each other. And then she stepped forward for TJ and I was like, oh my God, I forgot they like each other.
I know. I actually miss Zach.
Yeah.
I wanted to get to know him better.
Yeah, he seemed more interesting and like
the part she was like, if you could like hit someone who's
your
really
hear me
ugly,
out? Who's your hear me out?
SpongeBob's mom.
No, Mrs. Puff, the driving teacher from SpongeBob. And no one asked him.
This man is interesting.
No one asked him. No one followed up. Last year that would have been a whole thing, and no one asked him.
No, and it's just like TJ is so. You just know that man is an asshole.
Yeah, he follows Andrew Tate.
Yeah, and like it's not even that. It's like he just has such a smug fucking look on his face all the time. I'm just like, get out of here. Iris seems like a cool person. Again, like we don't know because we haven't had time to get to know her.
I do like her when she was like, Cierra took the news that Nick and Olandria made out really well. I don't think Cierra quite knows what that kiss looked like, and I think it's going to be tough to watch because
it's going to be on movie night for
Of course. That was the hottest kiss I've seen in this villa in a very long time. And that was not two people who felt no spark. Like, they're not going to get away with that. But Iris being like, yeah, I guess like you're a cool girl or whatever.
And Cierra was like, maybe I should feel weird about this. And Cierra's so interesting in that way. It's just, I feel like she genuinely, it didn't bother her and it also bothered her. But it's like, she really feels both ways and it's kind of like, okay, whatever.
I just think Olandria explained it so calmly and she was like, listen, I love Olandria. Why would I doubt her? And then Iris was like, yeah, no, like you've been inside of me. Don't make out with my friends. And it's like,
right.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think like when you have a Huda in the villa and then you have a Cierra in the villa, like Cierra is a girl's girl.
Yes.
Like, she is there to protect the women and their feelings and emotions. And like, she's going to do that at all costs. And like, I think she really genuinely cares about Nick. And I think she loves Olandria. And I think Cierra is emotionally intelligent enough to kind of know the subtext of what was going on. Like, she can put the pieces together. Like, Olandria, just all the things you just mentioned. She got dumped from Casa. She's then sent to this place where she's alone and watching Taylor connect with someone else. She kisses my boyfriend who I just had sex with.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I might have given her...
get it.
I might have given her a pass too, because I kind of would have been like, yeah, I mean, what else were you supposed to do? Go home? Like,
sure. Like, and I don't know. I mean, part of me is like, maybe Cierra is like that rare person who can like be in a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, maybe.
And not get weird about it.
Yeah, I think maybe.
But yeah, the whole thing was wild. But yeah, Iris just being like, that's a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah, Iris being like, yeah, I mean, maybe think about it more than you did. Like,
and then Cierra did bring it up with Nick on their date.
Yeah.
And he was like surprised that she was upset. And then it just sort of like, he's like, but I chose you. And Cierra's like, okay.
And like, maybe that'll be enough. But like,
I think honestly, I think it's enough. I don't think she's going to be bothered when she sees the kiss either.
I would be.
I would be. I don't think Cierra's going to be weird about it. Yeah. I really don't.
I don't know. I feel like part of her is going to feel like you guys really undersold this, because it sounds right now like they more than pecked, but it doesn't sound like they were fully grabbing each other and like Nick had to put a pillow over his dick after they kissed and like they both roll back like extremely satisfied and happy. Like it's going to feel different to see it, and I am curious to see what her reaction will be, but I also think so much other shit is going to happen.
It'll get overshadowed.
Yeah.
It's something. Yeah. It's, I don't know. This is all to say that, I am questioning producers and decisions and stuff around the season and whatever. I am also extremely entertained, and I am enjoying the season. And I understand people like being like, we're done, we don't want to watch anymore, like everyone's garbage, and like, but also I'm enjoying it.
I feel better now that we've talked about it. When I was just stewing, waiting to talk to you, I was like, I think I might be done.
My God. Okay.
But now that we've talked about it, I'm like, okay, this is the value of the show. Like, this is the reason, is to discuss it with people, because I watched it this morning and then I went and did my job for 10 hours. Like, I didn't get to like decompress at all. No one at work watches it.
Yeah.
So I just like, because I just went into my busy day, like doing the exact opposite of being on Love Island is like sitting at my desk, like reviewing Discovery documents for fucking 10 hours. Like it just was such a different day that like I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. Like I just like stewed all day. And
I totally understand. Like, and if you had said, like, I don't want to watch it anymore, I would have totally understood.
No, but the truth is I do. Like, I can't wait to watch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick. I'm ill. Like,
I need to see what's going to happen. Like, and we were going over, like, schedules, and what did we see was the final date? Like, the 13th or something? Yeah. So, like, the show's almost over. Like, we're definitely more than halfway through.
We need a mass dumping because there's too many people in the villa. Like,
there's too many.
Elan still being there.
Ugh,
bye.
What the fuck is that guy there?
Him being like, oh, I don't. First of all, day one being like, if Cierra doesn't show me intimacy, what are we doing here? It's day one.
Yeah.
Relax. And then her running to Nick because she's so excited he's still there, kissing him. He's swinging around his arms and he's like, I don't know, maybe there's a chance.
Oh,
dude,
my God.
There is no chance.
There is not a chance.
And he can't get to know anyone else. Go away. Jaden and Austin, go away.
Oh, my gosh. Anything with Austin, go away. Like,
done.
Is there anything about Jaden out there?
Yeah, she's a MAGA girl. Yeah, obviously.
Of course she is.
Yeah, red hat and everything. So she can go.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Pepe, I voted for as my favorite boy because I didn't know who else to pick. He very clearly wants to go home, though.
Yeah, Pepe's like, fuck this shit. Pepe is so hot to me. I'm sorry. He gets hotter and hotter every episode.
Him now yearning after Hannah makes him even hotter. Like, him kind of revealing that, yes, he had fun with Grayson in Casa, but now that he's back at the villa, he's like, I really do miss Hannah. That's the hottest thing a man could do, is miss somebody. Like,
yes.
And Grayson, like, when he was like, he answered a question about like missing Hannah and not wanting to connect. He goes, I think that went well. And Grayson was like, for who?
Yeah.
Just said
Grayson's like, you basically just told me you don't want me here anymore.
Yeah. That you would go home to Hannah tomorrow.
I was actually expecting Pepe to be like, I'm leaving.
I thought so too, because what I've seen online, he's getting saved as one of the favorite boys. Like, the votes that I saw were for Pepe, Chris, and Brian.
Wow.
Those were the votes that I saw. I'm sure Nick is going to be fine. I think that, like,
really?
Austin,
Chris?
Ace, Taylor, and Zach with a K are going to be in serious danger after last night. Like, the vote being after them treating Amaya like that really is going to mess things up.
I do not like Chris.
No, I don't either. When he was
I think he is extremely toxic, and he likes Huda because of her toxicity.
Yes. When he
and
said,
it's so fucked up.
I fall for
toxic women.
Yeah, like emotionally
unstable
women. And she's like, I don't think that's me.
I'm totally put together.
I'm so
Look
chill.
At me. I'm also, such a different woman.
He said, I was not raised to chase. Who's teaching little boys to play dating games? Like, what do you mean you weren't raised to chase?
He has toxic masculine energy.
Yeah, he's a Tory Lanez defender. Get out of here.
Oh, I don't even know who that is.
That's
that's the person. Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Just fuck him. I don't want him. I don't care about him. I don't care about Huda. It's true. It's like we could get rid of literally half of these people and I would not miss them at all.
No.
At all. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it all. I do think back to last season and I'm like, there wasn't like a lot. I don't know. Like a lot of those relationships formed right at the end. Leah and Miguel, even Janae and what's his name? Kenny.
And then like
they didn't really gel until the end.
And Serena and Cordell
had their
took a while
journey.
to find it. Yeah. So it could happen. I just don't think that they have been like emotionally available to each other at all. Like,
yeah.
This like, Ace and Taylor crying over Nick and being like, oh, I can't believe I cried. I'm so embarrassed.
That was so disgusting
We're
to me
still
when he
doing
said that.
this. We're still acting like it's not manly to cry. Like, who gives a shit? Honestly, like, it's 2025. Fucking free yourselves. Like, you don't have to live like this. Like,
you can cry and people aren't going to judge you for it.
Oh God, I'm judging you for like being insecure about it.
Yeah. The whole thing is, I am interested to see. Wow, what if one of these girls gets sent home?
I think that
Cierra, Olandria, or Shelley.
I think based on the vitriol I've seen online that there's a chance if there's a mass dumping and multiple people go home, we're going to lose one of them.
Yeah, which is going to be wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think production is going to look back on this season and be like, we overproduced.
We made everything too sexual. Like,
too sexual, too dramatic.
Yeah.
And
I also have another comment about the heart rate challenge. Like, I do feel like we've looped back around to the early 2000s idea of women making out for men's entertainment. I think some of it was authentic, but when Clark kissed Cierra, I was like, Clark, it's so clear to me that you don't want to kiss a girl. Like,
yes.
It was just, and then when Olandria kissed Andriana, I was like, it's so clear that you guys don't want to kiss girls. And that's okay. Like, you don't have to. I just wish we weren't doing it for men's entertainment again.
Right.
Because that was like a thing when I was in college and like, I don't know.
That does feel very...
Yeah.
Really? We're doing this? Like, oh, it's so hot to see two girls kissing? Like...
Yeah, we're back to that again. I'm like, it was different when it was like Cierra and Chelly kissing that first time because they are both queer. Like,
right.
But then when it spread to the heart rate challenge was half girls making out with each other and the guys being like, ooh, 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 ooh.
My God, disgusting.
I was just like, huh.
Agreed. 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, ugh. I think the moral of the season for me is like, I'm worried about our society.
Yeah, I'm sad for them. Like, I don't mean to be condescending. I don't mean to sound like, oh, I've got it all figured out and my generation is better than your generation. Like, I don't think that that's true. Like, I feel sad for them. Like, I feel like the key skills of like connecting with people are really missing, and like that's gonna lead to a lot of loneliness. And I'm worried about that. Like, I don't know, and I'm like worried about like our kids are gonna be in the same grade with people raised by people this age. You know what I mean? Like,
well, if they have kids.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's almost Huda's daughter's birthday.
Whole thing. It's like, are there going to be any kids? Or?
Yeah, they're going to be kids. Which, like, I understand too, because what's going to happen. But yeah, happy almost birthday to Huda's daughter. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Huda doesn't ever talk about her daughter. Not that she misses her, that she's having a hard time being away from her, that my daughter likes this, her birthday's coming up.
I've made a sacrifice by being away from my daughter, and my daughter likes makeup and pretty things like me.
Yeah.
That's like, all she said about her daughter.
Guys, it's a red flag that she doesn't seem to miss her kid at all.
Yes. This is This is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that they casted her. Like, they did it intentionally. You're not telling me you did all the casting tests and stuff and you didn't know how she was going to be. Like, you knew.
Come on.
And it's too much. It's eclipsed the whole season and created. Yeah, the dialogue online is insane. So this is a plug to follow us on Instagram because
help.
The comments are like, Mary's deleting, thank goodness, the like really toxic, racist, terrible ones. But like,
there's still
it is
some
interesting
there.
to see what people say in the comments. Like, a post is just a post. You have to read the discourse to really get a sense of what's happening. And okay, so let's talk about UK.
Yep.
An hour and a half in.
Yep.
I'm actually like entertained by this season.
Me too.
I don't really know why, because I don't like a lot of people, but I'm intrigued by a few things. And I think let's just like talk through the couples a little bit. So like my favorite couple, Connor and Meghan, has been destroyed by the UK public's vote.
Yeah.
Which was to remove Meghan.
I agree with you that she got voted out because she's Irish.
I honestly, like, I think the racism and like nationalism or whatever you would call that goes on in the UK. I say this every single time, but it's so true. It's so blatant.
Yeah. It's like, you mean to tell me that the bottom three is an outspoken Irish girl,
yes,
an outspoken American girl, and an outspoken half Pakistani girl, and you guys are voting based on personality? You kept Meg, Helena, and Emily, the three most boring women to ever be on TV. And
literally,
the meanest. So mean.
The three most boring women to ever be on TV. Especially Emily. Like, Emily takes the cake.
Oh, so boring.
I just like, Connor and Meghan are both Irish, which is so cute to begin with. They're both like so attractive.
Yep.
They both really liked each other. They finally like started a little bit of drama because like Meghan was like married to Tommy from the beginning, and then Connor comes in and is like, I'm going to break this up because I like you.
Which is like how Love Island should work.
Yes.
Like, I don't get why she got basically, and I understand that Tommy's well liked for whatever reason, people really like him. Meghan wanting to get to know someone else and liking them better is the point of this show.
Literally.
And you can't be like, Helena can't, and Shakira had a good point where it's like, how is Helena big-hearted and the favorite when she goes to the Hideaway with a different guy every single week? And with a different guy who she's not coupled up with. Like,
yes.
I was like, yeah, how is that how the UK public is viewing this? Is like,
yeah,
Helena's allowed to make out with other people in the Hideaway and be sketchy about it. And Meghan literally could not have given Tommy more information. She told him almost too much about what she was doing with Connor.
Yes.
And it backfired on her.
Yeah. I think there's racism at play because I don't think they like seeing Meghan with a non-white person.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what Connor's ethnicity is, but he's definitely not white.
No, whatever it is, it's hot.
It's hot. He's very hot. He's the most attractive guy in the villa. The UK probably does not like that a non-white person is the most attractive guy in the villa. He's so like confident and like sexy and like,
yeah, he's sexy and none of the other men are. Like,
no.
And I think that's like a key thing that I find to be missing from USA also is that like,
yes.
And maybe because it's
Pepe is sexy.
Is sexy.
He's the only one.
Maybe it's because I'm so much older than them. That's not true. I can find a 22-year-old sexy. So that sounds weird. But you know what I'm trying to say.
No, I know what you're saying.
It's a vibe that's not out there. Like, and Connor is sexy. Like, I would want to hook up with him. Like, he's the only one by a lot.
And he's so like sure of himself.
Yeah.
And he's so confident in how he speaks and how he's made a lot of controversial moves and he has not flinched at all.
Controversial, but not disrespectful. Like,
right.
Tony's line, and I think that this captures like both shows really well, is open and disrespect are two different things. And it's like, you can be open in a relationship, but you still have to navigate that with respect to other people. And that's like a key thing that's missing in both of these seasons is that like, it is okay to get to know other people.
Right.
It is not okay to be sneaky about it and
dishonest.
Dishonest and then be like, I can't believe you're calling me out for this. It's like,
oh my God. Yeah. It's So the biggest thing happening in the villa, I feel like, is like this battle between these two groups of girls.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like playing into the men a little bit in terms of like who they're seeing as like potential partners and stuff, and it's just making everything kind of messy.
Well, it's like fighting with a girl because you don't want to hold your guy accountable. Like
Right.
Like Meg is mad at every single person besides Dijon. And that guy is dog walking her. Like he was so flirty when he went to that sleepover.
He is a horny man.
As soon as he's away from her, like
he is flirting.
He's flirting like crazy, and then he's like, "Ugh, gotta go back to my Meg. Gotta go back to her." And she's like, "Ugh, he came back."
Oh my
I'm like,
God. So who do you like in the villa?
Shakira.
Yes, I like Shakira.
Megan was my
too.
favorite. Now she's gone.
Megan was so great.
Shakira, I like. Connor.
I liked Harrison until this recent situation.
Yeah,
and you know what?
Yeah.
I think Harrison and Shakira like each other.
You think?
I think he likes her a lot. Like he's always like he has like a different demeanor when he's around her. They're always like I think they're good friends maybe.
Yeah.
But like I think it's complicated by the fact that she's best friends with Tony.
Yeah.
And Tony like has kind of claimed Harrison even though like he's now moved on from her. I think that stopped something, but I think Harrison likes Shakira.
Well, there was that moment where they were sitting on the daybeds together and she was saying like, "Oh, Tony doesn't know if you like her. Like, what are you looking for here?" And Harrison was like, "Someone that looks like you." And she was like, "That's a crazy thing to say."
Yeah.
Like, joked it off.
Yeah.
And like I did kind of get the sense of that moment that if she hadn't joked it off, that like it would have been another conversation.
Yes.
And like probably should have been. Because Shakira and Harry makes no sense to me.
Oh my God. Harry sucks. And kudos to the UK for almost voting him out.
Yeah. It should have been Ben. Like,
it should have been Ben. What the fuck is up with this?
I didn't like the way Ramel moved. I thought he was also like deeply sexist in being like, Alima should be happy I even came back for her. And then when she wasn't happy with him, he's like, should have picked Poppy. It's like, yeah, you probably should have because you were telling her you were going to pick her. You were all over her. And then now Alima's supposed to be happy that you're back. And like, I like Alima. I wouldn't have wanted her to go home, especially not for like Ramel and Poppy.
No.
The way he acted I'm glad he's gone. Ben is one of the dumbest, but so unwarranted in how cocky he is. He doesn't even know how dumb he is. Like when
he doesn't know what the word demeanor means.
And he asked it without remorse. Like he was just like, no one knows what that means. That's not a common word.
Did he say that to Yasmin too?
Yasmin.
And Yasmin was so nice about it. Like so Yasmin and Ben have this falling out and Yasmin's like, I could say some really mean things that I'm not going to. And I was just thinking about that. I was like, she probably experienced a lot more than we saw of how stupid that man is.
He's stupid and he's mean, which is just like a horrible combination. Like after Sun hates him, like they're like hoping he goes soon when he's like immediately when she's like, I just don't feel like we're connected. He's like, you was irrelevant last week. It's like, you're irrelevant,
he's like,
dude.
Nobody likes you.
Nobody likes you. Like, you're a loser. You're always running your mouth. Like, blah, blah. It's like, dude, are we in first grade?
Yeah, like why are we cutting to that point? Like,
I don't get it.
I think it's because he has no other way of expressing himself other than being mean. Like, he's not clever enough to say something actually, like, of worth.
And the women he keeps going up against are all smart. So it just like captures how stupid he is. Like, and I'm not saying that lightly. Like, this man is dumb and he has no clue how dumb he is. Like, and he has no clue how small his perspective on the world is. Like, I want him off my screen. He gets uglier and more bald every time I see him. Like, I'm done. I'm done with him.
We're done with him. I'm sort of like, I don't know where we go from here with this show. Like, it's time for bombshells.
Yeah.
We need some new energy. We need someone new for Shakira. We need someone new for Tony.
And Alima
and Yasmin, like, they all need new people. And if Meg wants to continue whatever toxic shit she has with Dijon, that's fine. Like, they're clearly trying to turn this, like, Helena and Harry thing into some sort of, like, long lost love situation. Like, Harry is not interested in being in a relationship. I'm sorry to tell you, but that man just wants to have sex with everyone.
Yes. Yeah. And, like, is barely hiding it, and like
barely.
Helena just likes validation from men, and she
so
likes
boring.
being like the secret and like the vixen people can't get enough of, and it's like, enough, like I'm bored. Like I like Giorgio more than her. I feel like Giorgio could have a good connection with somebody because he seems like a nice enough guy, but
he's also, I could do without him. Like, if he left tomorrow, I wouldn't be sad about it.
Yeah, I feel like I'd only be sad if Connor left.
Yeah, I think Connor is the only guy I care about. I am sort of like shipping this Harrison and Shakira thing.
We'll see.
Although I think like that would be such testy territory with Tony. Like, Tony would have to sanction it. There is a chance Tony gets voted off the island, though, because people don't like her.
I know, and I think they just like don't like directness. Like,
yeah,
it's this like they'd rather people be sneaky and mean behind each other's backs than say it to their face. And I'm like, she's not my cup of tea, but like,
yeah,
she's telling you exactly how she feels all the time. That has to be worth something.
Yeah, and it is a little bit like Tony, like, Harrison doesn't actually like you, so you just need to move on.
Yeah.
But it is snaky the way he did it. Like, they went on a date and then he's like going into the hideaway and shit with what's her name, Helena. It's Helena. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
But in any case, it's been an entertaining season.
I'm enjoying it. And we're not that far behind the UK now, which is good.
Right.
We're almost caught up.
It is like such a much longer season than USA is. Like, from now, and it's been on what, like 2 or 3 weeks now, it doesn't end until like early August. So we have like a full month of more content. And so they do give more time for things to sort of marinate before they bring in new people and stuff like that.
I think this season needed, or maybe it didn't, it just needed less meddling. Like, I think it just needed less manipulating. I don't know. I don't know. I'm distressed.
Are we talking about USA?
Yeah, I'm back to USA.
It's just too much.
It's too much.
Part of Love Island is like letting things play out on their own a little bit. I feel like USA almost didn't trust their cast to like give them the content that they needed. So they were like, we need to manufacture these situations. Like, even the Olandria situation, like, it was manufactured. Like, yeah, they created a situation where they could bring them together and whatever. And like, if you're going to tell me that they didn't tell Nick, like, you need to court Olandria, like, I'm not, like, that happened.
It's also like, if they had gone back to Casa instead of the villa, it never would have happened, because you could see that Nick had more respect for Cierra than Taylor had for Olandria.
Exactly. Like, they engineered it perfectly. And, you know, I guess they did kind of, in the end, the chips fell the way they fell. But it was like, it was very much like, okay, you're stringing me along here. And I'm trust your viewers and trust your contestants like a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like, for first time viewers, I'm sure that this Huda redemption arc and the Olandria thing all seemed like super authentic. But for people who've been watching these shows for a long time, it's frustrating watching this season with people who it's their first season of Love Island. Like, and I know that sounds like annoying, like there's like this entry, but it's like, if you guys were less vocal about it, then that'd be cool.
Shut the fuck up. We've been here, we've been doing this, and you're just entering the chat and you're really annoying.
Yeah. And you're really loud. Stop writing in all caps in my comments. Start your podcast. I don't care.
Yeah, right. If you want to talk about it, start your own podcast.
Yeah.
There we go.
leave my memes alone. I'm tired.
I'm tired. I'm pregnant. I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm tired. I'm not going to fight with a 15-year-old who calls me a Huda hater for real. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was a lot. Yeah. We absolutely cannot cover another show. It's too much.
It's 10 p.m. where I am, guys.
Yeah, it's time to go to bed. So we'll be back next week. And yeah, I mean, maybe we'll be like almost done with the USA at that point, which is
God,
crazy.
I know.
So it
crazy.
feels like
I'm in a toxic relationship. I'm gonna miss them.
we're all in a toxic relationship.
But I'll be
with
relieved.
Love Island.
Like my reading streak is ended because of Love Island. Like it's not good for me mentally. Like I was on a 150-day reading streak. It's not good for me mentally.
Love Island, look at what you've done.
What you've done. I mean, I'm also like pregnant and
yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you a pass on that one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, what a win. You read for 150 days straight.
I did.
That's incredible.
I did. And some of it was smut, but that's my right.
You know what? You read a book.
I read a book.
Everybody go read a book and then watch Love Island and then listen to our podcast. And we love you.
And we love you guys. Take a walk outside.
Yes. Go outside and breathe some fresh air.
Yeah.
And with that, we'll talk to you next week.
Yes.
Cheers, lovebirds.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Can I Steal You for a Minute? Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you like the